Hello, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Đoàn Thị Thu Trang, and my major is English Language Studies. Outside my studies, I really enjoy reading and traveling. Today, I want to talk about a fascinating topic, which is, does taking risks change our lives? We all face we are all faced with a lot of choices every day, but some choices require us to step into the unknown. And during this presentation, I want to introduce the definition of risk taking, and also let's take a look at the different stages of life and whether all risks are actually worth taking. Let's get started. First, let's understand what risk-taking actually is. Simply, it means taking an action that has uncertain outcome. Throughout our human history, taking risk has been a key part of our survival. Humans have a natural tendency to step into the unknown. And there are many types of risks. First, there are physical risks, for example, taking extreme sports or exploring new places. Secondly, there are social risks. For example, you're meeting new people or do the public speaking for the first time. Thirdly, there are career risks, like changing jobs or starting a new business. Finally, there are financial risks. It happens when we invest a lot of money in something or taking out a loan. Life is an ongoing cycle, and the risks we take also change as we grow. So think about a toddler. Their very first steps are actually physical risks. And as we enter our young adulthood, our focus shifts. We take educational and career risks because this is a prime time for our personal development and professional growth. Later in life, when people are much older and preparing to retire, the risks they take usually related to health and wealth management to ensure a stable future. Now, I would like to share a personal risk story. As you can see, my biggest risk was traveling alone in Europe for the first time. It happened to me when I was 20 years old, so many years ago. And the main reasons why I took this trip was to overcome my fear, to challenge myself, and step out of my comfort zone. In previous vacations, I always relied a lot on my family and my friends. So navigating foreign countries alone was so terrifying. However, I wanted to explore new cultures and discover my own independence. So I decided to take my first solo trip in my life. And the result was incredibly rewarding. The 8-day trip massively increased my confidence, taught me practical skills, and contributed to my personal growth and my self-development. Of course, some people take risks just far beyond like public speaking or some extreme sports. Let's look at high-risk professions, or often called science on the edge. So take vocationalists, for example. They climb active volcanoes to investigate extreme temperatures and gases, or meteorologists who actively locate and chase massive tornadoes. They face terrifying conditions just to uncover a natural mystery. And through their dangerous work, they often discover new information that can save thousands of lives. But this brings us to a bigger question. Do greater risks bring greater rewards? In many cases, yes. When brilliant minds take a massive risk, it can lead to a groundbreaking invention that changes the world. In scientific community, taking a big risk can prove a controversial theory and build a scientist's global reputation. On a personal level, seeing someone succeed after taking a big leap can encourage the rest of us to be brave and chase our own dreams. However, we must be careful. Are all risks worth taking? The answer is no. We need to use good judgment to separate calculated risks from reckless ones. A calculated risk is planned and researched carefully. A reckless risk is foolish, like driving away above the speed limit just for fun. So taking foolish risks can lead to some serious negative consequences, such as a sharp decline in our health, in our bank account, or even in our relationships. To conclude, does taking risks change our lives? Absolutely. Without risk, our lives would be very boring and stuck into one place. Calculated risks allow us to learn, to grow, and to solve difficult challenges we face. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Embrace it smartly, because the biggest risk in life is not taking any risk at all. And thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Goodbye.